Hello internet friends, and welcome to the Legion Beta Fire Mage preview summary wrap-up of testing and what we found during the last 3 hours of looking at the new Fire Mage. Which, some things have some great QOL, some things are kind of like, this looks too good, and others are like, new rune of power. It's a cast at your feet with a recharge, lasts for 10 seconds. Deal 50% additional damage while standing in it or within 8 yards. Pretty awkward. But no nice rune of power. I'm going to throw off some spells in the background here while I talk about what I've found that's weird or bugs or not that working. So, critical mass, real quick before I start casting spells, can I bring up a spell real quick? Critical mass increases the critical strike chance of your Fireball, Pyroblast, and Scorch by 1.30 or 30%. So, can there just be like a bracket that says how much that actually gives you based on your current crit amount? Fire mages get 15% crit passive on Molten Armor, 5% as any class. I'm a Blood Elf right now, so I also have Arcane Acuity. So on the enhancement, I'm like, okay, look, it looks pretty good, but I'm only actually gaining like 1.95 from gear. Because you're not supposed to really, like, need to have tons of crit on Fire Mage that helps you out base. And of course you have Enhanced Pyrotechnics, which is now baseline from Warlord. So each time your Fireball fails to crit, you gain 10% crit on the next Fireball, and then it goes away when the Fireball crits. So, like, if Critical Mass could be a little bit more clear on how much extra crit your spells are gaining, at least your, 3 major ones here that are listed, that'd be beneficial. Because right now it's just kind of, like, interesting. The Flame Strike graphic has not changed yet. Hopefully can change in the future, because right now it's still just like, Flame Strike. But the new fire graphics are new. So I'll throw some spells here. The Mastery Ignite does not denote the range on the spread of your little fire dot passive. I don't know if it does on live either, but it doesn't on the Legion right now. So it'd be nice if it did say the range of how far it should spread. Neither does Conflagration. That doesn't say the range when you, Conflagration. When you do... Where is that little guy? The Conflagration right over here. One of your talents. When you ignite, have a chance to flare up on the target. Doesn't tell you how far the range is. And Firestarter, which makes your fireball like bing bing, like extra hit one extra target like a cleave. Doesn't say how far the range is either. Enhanced Pyrotechnics also still says Frost Firebolt on the tooltip here. If I could actually not get it to crit. Okay, come on now. Calm down, Pyroblast. Let me see if it's going to give me the tooltip here. Yeah, it still says Frost Firebolt. Small things. Flame On has no graphic, which is this just automatically activates and gives you 2 charges of Inferno Blast, a 30-second cooldown. It just happens. Like, it just... Beep. Yay. Nothing happens. So it needs something. Living Bomb is not being spread by Inferno Blast. Fire Patch, or Flame Patch, I guess. The Fire Patch left behind by Meteor glitches out and plays over and 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 over again. You get the idea. It's bad. And then the Flame Patch isn't working right now. So, also additionally, when you sell it into Ice Ward, it says Frost Nova has 2 charges. It actually gives you 3. It like adds 2 to the base 1. Even though it should only have 1. So that's just probably just a coding error on the back end there. But anyway, stuff that I found out that's awesome. So your mastery is the same, right? But it adds the spread, whereas there's no Inferno Blast Warlord's perk to spread Ignite. It's just part of Ignite now. Ignite just randomly like jumps around and spreads to nearby enemies and things. So I'll just do the boom boom there to get my 2 charges back. But there's no range, so hopefully that gets fixed. Enhanced Pyrotechnics WAD perk because baseline, a Combustion Streamline from Weird Ignites plus 8 seconds over to 10 seconds dot amp. So your cooldown in Combustion now is just a 2-minute cooldown where you gain 100% increased critical strike rating for 10 seconds, and you also all of your critical strike rating that is left over, so not what's on base, but your actual rating is added to your mastery. And your mastery, of course, is just Ignite. More Ignite. So, first off, Combustion looks awesome. You turn into Flame Princess for Adventure Time. I mean, I am a Blood Elf, so it looks kind of like that. But they've taken off the weird nonsense that it is on Warlords now. It's like a weird reset of Inferno Blast and then like a new dot on a dot. It's just like, hey, you're always going to crit for 10 seconds, and whatever crit is left over that is being devalued now, technically on your gear, goes into your mastery stat, 2-minute cooldown. So, looking at Kindling then, of course, Fireball, Pyroblast, Inferno Blast, cooldown, critical strikes, reduce, 1 second. I said that all in a weird order, but you get the idea. So, Kindling is still definitely there to synergize with that. So, a little 15 talents are all new. Pyromaniac is a 50% chance to instantly reactivate Hot Streak when you use Hot Streak. I'll see if I can get a chain here for you real quick. Nope. Too bad, so sad. I'll try again. No? Okay. It procs a lot. It's a 50% chance. I did it twice in a row. It didn't proc, so the math there is weird. But I've had some strange crit chains where I've had like 8 in a row. It was insane. You just spam it. It's like Mage. It's like Fire Mage, Divine Purpose. Conflagration now is that any target affected by Ignite has a chance to flare up an AoE around itself. So like little flame strikes pop up on the butts of the targets. Then Firestarter makes your Fireball do this. It goes bing bing. And as you see there, to show this next part off, it does synergize with Unstable Magic for all the cleaves. So the first hit and the ping pong hit by the Fireball with Firestarter will unstable Magic and blow up. So Ice Block has 2 charges now, which is, I guess, pretty great. It's a pretty interesting change, but you can't use it back to back. So there's a Hypothermia debuff. It's like a, Weakened Soul or something like that. And you can't use it back to back. Basically, if you stay in the Ice Block for 10 seconds, Hypothermia is for 20 seconds because it lasts for 30. But that's pretty neat. The recharge time is reduced by haste. Pretty cool. Cauterize is still here, but it, Blazing Speed is now built into Cauterize. So when Cauterize procs, you will then get Blazing Speed, which is 150% movement speed for 6 seconds. So that's just built into a baseline. Shimmer is whenever you take damage, there's a 30% chance the cooldown of Blink will reset. This is like, basically you can like blink, take damage, it'll reset, but it's a 30-second internal cooldown, so you might get like 2 blinks. Blink doesn't have the additional sprint attached like Warlord's perk, so maybe this is good if you need it for like Battlegrounds or something. I don't know. It might not be really usable in raids. While we're looking at this board real quick, Conjure Refreshment only summons food for you, but I was told that if you're in a party, it will summon the Mage table because the Mage table is not in the spellbook anymore. Ice Barrier is still here for Fire Mage. Frost Nova is still here for Fire Mage. Dragon's Breath is still here for Fire Mage. Visibility is here. Polymorph's good to go. Slow Fall, Spell Steal. Mana is like not a thing. I couldn't like, I mean, obviously if you Spell Steal, you're gonna chunk your mana down. But I don't think mana is gonna be much of an issue for DPS classes because you'll just have DPS and just keep going, I suppose. I'm in combat real quick. Let's do Controlled Burn and Incanter's Flow. Incanter's Flow still has the little cool spell effect that happens. Oop, that's a Lua error. Hello. The little Incanter's Flow pulsing on you when you know you have 5 stacks and when you don't. I don't know. This tier is weird. It's like a passive for damage. Controlled high damage bursty, and then Mirror Image is still Mirror Image. I put Mirror Image is still zzz. So I have an important note here that since Fire Mages gain 5% base class crit, and then 15% from Molten Armor, the amount of mastery that goes into crit rating, oh, I said that already, yeah, for Combustion, is this number. You see how I have 214, 1.95% crit? That is your actual extra crit that would then go into the Combustion roll. Even if I hit Combustion right now, as you look at my enhancements, boop, this gained like almost 2, and then I'm over crit cap. But the 22.95 is also propagated up by Molten Armor, 5% base, plus the Blood Elf. But basically, when you're in Combustion, you're always going to crit every spell you cast at least once. Because you're 100% crit cap. Well, per cast, really. So, Living Bomb is here. There's no cap on Living Bomb. I was asked if there was a cap when I was streaming it, but it looks like there's no cap. You can just kind of put Living Bombs on everything. As these guys attack me, but I can just viz out of it. So Living Bomb is on all the things. It has the little fiery graphic and stuff. Then it'll start exploding in a minute. Boom, boom, boom. So there's that. And Unstable Magic is the same. Like I said, it works on Fireball only, but it does work with Firestarter. Just to confirm that. We did that earlier. And it does say the explosion radius. Other things don't, like the bounce range on Firestarter. Little things. And again, Flame Patch just makes your Flame Strike drop basically a Fire Consecrate underneath it. I wish I could test it because I wonder if you could take, like, Flame On and Infernal Blast, Flame Strike, Infernal Blast, Flame Strike. Like, if you could just do that back-to-back so you can instantly drop double Flame Strikes. Could be good for burst AoE. I don't know. If Flame Strike's your only real AoE tool, that's the way you can abuse it, I suppose. You can use Meteor. But, I mean, Meteor's only 45-second cooldown. And that'll bring us to... Fire Mages out there. I am a noob Fire Mage. I've barely played Mage, right? I'm learning all these classes basically from the baseline up. I've obviously played WoW for a very long time. I have some tenure. I've interviewed many people. I know a lot about classes. But Cinderstorm, to me, is an incredibly good use of the word clunky. It is a non-targeted, directional, right curve skill shot. I will demonstrate. Looks cool, right? You'll see it hits like 5 times looking at the mob. It also interacts with terrain, which also looks pretty cool. It's all coded to go like, woo, go my cinders, goodbye. Go to college. So it's cool that it does that, but again, it hooks to the right. It always hooks. It spawns at your right and goes to the right. It's weird because it has some awkward propagations. Like, you can hit a whole ton of things. Again, I hit like, what, how many up here? Like 5? Watch if I do like here. That's a lot of hits. So it spawns 6 cinders, right? On a short cast time, 8-second cooldown, 40-yard range. Each cinder can only hit 1 target once. But I have 3 targets here, and because of like they're all kind of fanned out in a weird array, technically I could 18 individual hits of this. But there's no synergy with it. There's no hot streak synergy. I was talking about on stream that maybe it should like replace and be like a better version of Flame Strike where it has hot streak synergy and spawns like a ton of cinders and they fly out of you in different directions, or like they spawn and like fly near things that are currently ignited. I don't know. It looks cool. Sorry. It looks cool, but it's just so awkward. I tried using like a rotation, but the cast time on Cinderstorm means you're not building towards a Pyroblast. You're just not, because you're casting this. You're not casting Fireball. You're not hitting a GCD for Infernal Blast. You're not casting a GCD for Pyroblast. You're just not doing it. And the synergies with your artifact weapon help Pyroblast so much. This looks cool, but it's just not that good. So I don't know where it's going to go in the future. I hope it gets some love. It's cool, but it's just a short cooldown, and it interacts weirdly with like your main rotation. And heavens forbid you try to take Ring of Power and gain the most benefit from that, and you take Pyromaniac and you just chain Pyroblast. I'm like, but do I cast Cinderstorm now or do I not? It doesn't do that much damage, but maybe it does. Against like a boss with a giant hitbox, it might hit him multiple times, you know? It's weird. I tried Kindling at my current gear level, and Kindling took about 30 seconds off the 2-minute timer of Combustion, so probably scales pretty well into the late game. Meteor still looks cool. Crazy burst of AoE damage as a Meteor effect. That's about all I can think of. Ice Flows is still here, and there's still the weird like Ice Flow like multi-use thing, but I tried it and I couldn't do it, and I also couldn't get 3 stacks to be on my Mage at one time. I don't know what to do. Blast Wave is still very much here. I think it's the exact same animation, just to show you it off. Boom! Yep, just Blast Wave. That's like your ranged CC, throw it out there, get your huge snare. And I think that's everything else in this. I don't know if there's anything that I'm missing. If I did miss something, please leave a comment down below in this YouTube video. I'll hit that like button as well. That helps me out a great deal. Let me know you're enjoying these little preview summaries. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel right here and check out all the other ones that I have put in the playlist. I've got a whole bunch of other content on this stream and on the YouTube channel. I obviously have all the VODs. If you want the actual full VOD of my testing process, it's in the link in the description box. And while you're at it, maybe check out my Patreon page. I'm trying to make this my full-time gig. So maybe you can check that out and toss me a couple bucks. But until the next video, friends, have a great rest of your day. Have a great happy holidays. And I will see you in the next preview.